The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com and at amazon.com.
Angela, you have a partner, a spouse, who's been giving you some problems, huh?
Yes, big problem.
Yeah, you mentioned antisocial behavior. What do you...
He was diagnosed with antisocial behavior disorder.
Okay.
And that's what me and our family is trying to deal with. He is seeing a psychologist.
Okay.
But the behavior has progressed and gotten elevated. I've been trying to contact the psychologist, not to find out about what the two of them are dealing with, but just to express some concerns with what's going on a daily basis, being that we have two young children.
How
and
old?
I have not been able to get any response from him other than him actually reading and printing an email that I sent to the psychologist to my husband.
Yeah.
More or less like I did it behind his back, and saying that if I continue to contact him, he will no longer see my husband.
Okay, so this might be all the privacy regulations, or it might be this particular individual, because many times if you're dealing with... Oh, man. Well, let me just pause for a minute. There are different types of therapy, and some therapists just have a very unique relationship with the individual, and they don't integrate other aspects of the picture, other pieces of the puzzle.
Okay.
I know I was trained in individual therapy, I was trained in couples therapy, marital therapy, and I was trained in family therapy. And so if you notice that a husband is having problems and you know he has two young kids, or how old are your kids?
8 and 5.
8 and 5, and you want a fuller picture, and especially if the person has antisocial behavior disorder, you may have a couples session just to get a different perspective, and it doesn't mean you'd have a million couples sessions, but it's just to give information. In fact, when I've had couples come in and the husband is in therapy with someone else, I'm just paralleling your situation, I recommend that the wife go in at least for 1 or 2 visits, call the psychologist, so the psychologist can get a broader picture. And because one, especially an antisocial person. Let's talk about.
I have actually been invited to come into a couple sessions.
Okay.
And have spoken to him, but being that the behaviors that he's experiencing now don't seem to fall under the lines of the antisocial disorder. It began as more.
Okay, so first...
When I contacted him to ask him, these symptoms have been progressing. Is this part of the treatment, or is this new behaviors? And how do I support him and our family support him in the responses that he has and help him on the path to recovery and have gotten nowhere?
Okay, so I can hear a difference in a philosophical foundation here, meaning if you think it's a disorder, a disease, then you're going to have one perspective on it. You're going to treat it like diabetes. He couldn't help himself, poor guy, and the family has to kind of kowtow to him and cater to him and work with him and take his hand. If he's been lying, cheating...
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. Ugh, I wish guys knew more about what we want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance. A serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
If he's been lying, cheating, being aggressive, assaulting, being reckless with your things or other people's things,
which he has.
If he's been, if he's not consistently working, if he's doesn't show any remorse, if he's indifferent to you. I mean, these are some of the characteristics of antisocial. I don't know if he has the personality disorder, but
that is exactly it.
And if that's the case, you could use some supportive therapy for yourself. I don't know if you have gone to a therapist.
I have not, but I have been talking about going.
Because what is the difference between an antisocial person and a criminal or a liar or a cheat or a deceitful person? To lie, you have to consciously know the truth and decide not to go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm saying is there's a moral difference between, we put people in jail when they lie, they cheat, they steal, they become physically aggressive, they refuse to honor financial obligations, they're contemptuous, they're con artists. But in psychology, we label them as antisocial personality disorder and treat them as if it's a disease. So you have a very private decision to make for yourself. Is he a good lifetime partner? Is he a good role model for your children?
No, he's not.
Okay, well, that came very quickly. Have you ever considered leaving him?
I have. Actually, I have legally separated from him. I have not divorced him, only to keep him on my medical insurance so that he can seek professional help for this. He has moved away. He lives with his mother and father, who now have become the target of his aggression.
Okay, but you're not, and the kids are not. Are the kids safe around him?
Well, the kids do get supervised visitation.
Okay, I'm very glad it's supervised. Okay, because you need to the right person can enhance your life tremendously and make your life wonderful. You can't wait to come home to your best friend and hug and tell stories of your day and share kids together. And the wrong person can harm you, can undermine your life, can make each day a living hell or worse. They can become assaultive. They can ruin your finances. They can ruin kids. So you need to make a decision where on the continuum he is. And I think that that is the most personal question for you. Not so much how can we be supportive of him.
But what is the confidentiality between him and his therapist when the behaviors are becoming
it's unique to the therapist, and you can find a different therapist. You can talk to I don't know what recourse you have if the therapist is holding you at arm's length, whether you need legal recourse. If he's not doing you any harm, if you are separated, then you definitely want to. I know we're at the end of time here. Listen, I wish we had more time. Will you hang on and I will touch base with you right after the break.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance, the Serious Romance Guidebook by clinical psychologist Dr. Ellen Kenner and co-author Dr. Edwin Locke.
Avoid choosing a romantic partner who tries to fake their self-esteem. One way they do so is by using defense mechanisms. Defensiveness has disastrous effects on romantic relationships. For example, Josh forgets his wife Sarah's birthday. She's very upset, but instead of apologizing and trying to make amends to her, Josh piles on excuse after excuse and then gets mad at her for, in quotes, overreacting. This does not bode well for their relationship. If you are wrong or make an error, admit it. It may seem counterintuitive, but this will increase your self-esteem because you are fully acknowledging reality.
You can download Chapter 1 for free by going to drkenner.com. And you can buy The Selfish Path to Romance at amazon.com.